now. Anyways, welcome to the live stream. I still professed. Also, thank you for the follow. I'm gonna quickly check to make sure this is fine. Is the audio fine on this? I probably should change this real fast. Audio properties, advance. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so music's playing. So, welcome to the live stream of, I guess in a way, reliving the first world I've ever played. So, as many of you guys saw from my Twitter thingy a few days ago, I got my first world back. Now, this right here is my first world, in quotations, because I'm going to explain the story behind all this in this video. Not this video, I meant to say this stream, sorry. And then at the very end, we are going to actually play the first world for the first time in about 10 years. It's kind of crazy. So anyways, welcome to everyone to the chat. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Yes, it is sort of late, but we didn't have a stream today, and I was like, I really want to stream the world. I've been like very antsy on wanting to play that first world, but here we are. So to begin, where to begin? Here, I don't know. Let's begin with the spawn. So in that clip, this right here is approximately the spawn. I believe I set the spawn to like right here because let me explain the story on how I got that world. So as you guys know, Ant Venom uploaded a video about, I want to say a few months ago, around February, and it's a video on, well, it was initially a video of some group of people wanting to find the original PNG picture of the server icon, I think. It's like this little mountain with like two trees or whatever. And unfortunately, with that bit of information, they couldn't find it. So Ant Venom came to them saying, hey, we should try a different experiment, or basically a different thing to do. And that is try to find the seed of X's Adventures of Minecraft. So, you know, they went on that, they actually managed to find an algorithm using dungeons. So if I go right here, if I go to spectate real fast, spectate, game mode, spectate, there are some dungeons in this world, and I'm actually glad that I was able to pull some dungeons from this. As you see from this world, it looks like Swiss cheese. Like I said, I'll explain what the heck happened here in just a bit. But I was able to go down to this dungeon right here, and then they're basically saying, get the information by using the blocks, like, I think this is a 7x9, and then count how many cobble, then tell me the height, or the mob spawner is, what it is. Basically trying to just get as much information from this one spawner. Same thing would happen with X's Adventures Minecraft. They found a dungeon that he found in one of the Let's Plays. And then using, I guess, every single frame that he took in that video, they were able to reverse engineer and completely find the seed, which is incredible. Like the amount of dedication that came to doing that. So when I saw that video of Ant Venom, I instantly thought, this has to be possible with my world too, because my world, as you see here, is a mess, and I always wanted to go back to my first world ever. And then I got in contact with Ant Venom about that, and he said that the thing isn't finalized, like they're still working on trying to make it user friendly, but after a few months, the person that was working on it finally made a stable software, so to speak. And what happens is that all he asked me to do is get the information from my world with the dungeon, convert it into binary, and then submit in the information, and then sure enough, he gave me about, I think, 8 seeds to work with, and with those 8 seeds, I had to manually choose each one into the alpha version. And then, because I know how my own world looked like, the moment I saw that little snippet right here, I'm like, oh, that has to be it. And I walked around, and I'm like when I was walking over here on that video clip on Twitter, I told myself, if I see a floating island, if I turn left, it is it. It is it. That was it. This, of course, is half the floating island because, as you see, something happened here. But basically, yeah, I was able to get my world. Now, there was some troubleshooting how to do when I was doing that. Apparently, the game kept on crashing. I had no idea the reason why, but apparently the metadata for like your player as well as position and spawn, there's a condition called if on ground, and if you are not on the ground, it crashes your game. So what I had to do is just change my spawn to like something way up here, and then have my character on the metadata say, I am not on the ground. So I just start falling down, and then as you saw in that clip, I came down from the ground or sky, and then all of a sudden hit the ground and then respawn. And I use a very similar spawn, I believe right here if I click F3. I chose like right here just in case it didn't work on low ground as the world set spawn. So I just changed the metadata for that. Fun fact, back in the alpha beta days, you always spawn on sand or gravel. And I can spawn a quick world once I go to the alpha client on that being true, that you'll always spawn on sand or gravel. But yeah, that little story time, that's basically how it is. So, on the story of this world in particular, this world has its own set of stories. So, as you know, this is my first world, but it is also my, I want to say, like, I always call it my second world, but it's actually my third, because my second world was a snow world, but I didn't like that, so I just got rid of it. So I never really got a chance to play on. Well, I take that back. I did, but it wasn't fun. It was not a good map, and I just didn't like it. So my third world was this one. Now, the third world, I believe spawned you like right here, had like this nice little mountain thing, and it had like another mountain thing right there, or like a little overhang. So that was pretty cool. I think this was still alpha terrain. So literally the next week, I'm not even joking, when I got Minecraft, the next week was the Nether update. And anyone that played Minecraft from like the start to finish knows that from the beginning, after InfDev, the one after Classic, whatever it's called, the one that has Infinite World Generation, all the way to that Nether update, it had the old signature Alpha World Generation. That means you had, you know, like the random mounts like this. And then after that update, it became the Beta World Generation all the way to 1.73. Basically, anytime you enter the seed, it will generate that type of world. Now, the other type of world generation from 1.8 to 1.9 was its own separate world generation, and then 1.9 to full release, which is funny because 1.9 never actually had a full release, like an official release, and it had its own seed, like its own world generation, and you never got a chance to see it because it just instantly went to full release 1.0. And then I think all the way from 1.0, and this was the longest time, it was like 1.0 all the way to like 1.5, I want to say. Like it was a pretty long gap, because I remember this because the world generation after full release, in my opinion, was duty. Really, really, really bad, because if you went past 10,000 blocks, I'm not even joking about this, if you go past 10,000 blocks, it was nothing but ocean biomes all the way. So I mean, it's nice and all if you want to go find a mushroom biome, but also ripperoni your files save, because you're just traveling in a long line out into infinity. And of course the far lands were removed at that point, so there was really no point of ever going that far anyways. I don't remember the exact one. Maybe it was 1.5. Maybe it was 1.6. It was around that ballpark, because I believe they changed it with. Actually, I don't remember the update they changed it with. But anyways, yeah. Let me think here. Other stories are fast about this. So, oh yeah, how this world came to be. So, if you look from a distance, you can see remnants of my first world, my second world, and even world generations. Like if I go way over here, you're going to see like cliffs right there. You're going to see a swamp biome right there. And if you look really, really far, you can see the ocean biome from the new Minecraft update. So this world is a Frankenstein of so many different worlds combined together, because I decided to use this world as a combination of all the worlds I pretty much played in, either on servers or single player, etc. Now, granted, it looks pretty bad, and that's why I wanted to change it. And I guess I should explain. Hopefully, this is the right one. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is a later version. I think this is the later version. Yeah, I think this is, because yeah, it stops right there. So I think what happened was that this is actually a later build, and I probably have an earlier one somewhere. Okay, so if you give me 1 second, I'm going to quickly check my files because I think I actually do have a later version, because I do have some servers I combined this world with, like Gaming Heaven, as well as I had like a house on the right side, and I want to show all this stuff fast. So give me a second. Let me just double check my save files, because I think you're gonna hear the little sound in the background. Sorry about that. Minecraft Worlds. I think it is in this folder. I'm just double checking real fast. So many seconds. Shh. Is it this one? Saves. Minecraft saves. Because I know I did a huge backup of all my worlds before I came back. Main world. Maybe it is this one. Okay, so let me quickly pause the screen real fast. You guys are going to see Gabe Newell for a little. Okay, so hopefully I can explain how this one works now. Okay, so... Oh yeah, definitely, it's the updated version. So, as you guys remember how the other one looked, in fact, let me do the effect. Actually, okay, so it's lit. So, as this right here is the spawn, once again, of that world. This right here is not changed. However, many years ago, I decided to use that old world that you guys saw and use World Edit as well as any other fixtures, because I really hated how it looked, and it looked very tacky, and I wanted to make the world look nicer. So what I did was get World Edit, and I patched up as many as the holes as possible, as well as fill any of the big chunks. What the heck is this? I think it's the mob farm. Oh yeah, it's a mob farm. Oh, I remember this. Oh, I was practicing for the speedrun thing. I was like, okay, let me see if we can make one real fast in like X amount of time. And yeah, I remember that. So anyways, all the holes are kind of patched. World generation that way, I believe, is new, so I'm not going to go over there just yet. So if I go over here, you guys can see that things were patched, as well as that big floating thing up there. Fun. Thank you for the
Party Popper Cetos Hypers.
Party Poppers. Thank you for the 18 months. Everyone spam hearts in the chat. Yay. So anyways, going back to what I was saying, that floating thing that was in the other world, I decided to move it downwards. And yes, I use a lot of World Edit and a lot of like third-party softwares to move things around. Then again, this entire world became that. It's just a mixture of many worlds. So from that other clip you guys saw, you notice that this isn't as like drilled into the mountain as it was, like compared to being it before. Got World Edit to put some blocks around, trying to make it as natural as possible. Granted, it doesn't look completely natural, but it had to do what it had to do to make things at least smooth. And thank you, Will, for the 18 months.
17 months with Mr. Wizard.
Thank you for that. Another round of hypers in the chat. Yay. But yeah, so got around to patching as much as I could without making it look so out of place. But you can only do so much with World Edit, so that's why the cliffs don't look as natural, but it looked way better than it did before. So this was my updated version of the world. And going back to the whole thing with the Frankenstein, the world has become a hybrid of many worlds. So World 1, World 2 or 3, whichever one to call, and even builds from different servers I've been on. So this right here is a server from, let me think here. I played with my friend Daniel and Boris. I think it was called Aviator Server. It's not Aviator Gaming, but it was called Aviator Server. And it's a... Actually, I want to do this with you guys one day. It was a plot-based server that you had like, I think was a 50 by 50 plot, and they had like streets leading to each one. So my friend Daniels was like right next to me. My house was like right here. Another person I think actually made a video about this years ago. I think he deleted it though. Was log.zip. you had like signs here of people's houses, and thank you, Will, for gifting us up to Val. Yeah, so I didn't ask the currency. No, I didn't. No, I take that back. That's the spawn data. Never mind, I take that back. So, anyways, I put as much information. Oh, also, yeah, Hyper's in the chat for Val as well, unless Val's not here. So like I said, my friend's house was on the other side, so we actually got an admin to purposely dig so that our houses are combined. Now this is where it ends here because his house was over here. I never did copy his house into my world, but this is what my house looked like in that server. This right here was extra though. I was initially going to make a third thingy. And also thank you, Will, for gifting that sub tonight. all the subs right now. Nice. Yeah, there's Val. Nice. So this right here is extra. This was not part of the main world. I was initially going to spawn myself a portal here so I don't have to run all the way to the stronghold to go to the end. I'm trying to think. I think this was a clip somewhere in one of my old videos. I'm trying to remember here. Either the RuneScape Minecraft hybrid one, or if it was just... Oh, I remember. It was the mini mods. It was the mini mod. Yes, that's right. It was the episode 1 pilot episode of mini mods. And hi there, Patty. That's where this scene came from. I'm like, why does it look so familiar? That was it. That was the pilot episode mini mods. Crap, I can't remember what the mod was though. It had something to do with enchantments. Okay, do I remember how I did this redstone contraption? There's a lever in there. Did I literally just break the wall? Maybe I did. Maybe, maybe it was incomplete. Huh. Oh, it was on the top floor. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Wow. I've learned something from my past self. And then you go down there, and then you go inside this amazing building. But yeah, so this is one of the builds. I like this. And it was semi-natural because what happened on that server, you're allowed to make stuff and then sell it for currency. Like if I got this melon block, I believe it was like valued like maybe 10 GP, whatever. And then you can sell it, and then you can buy like different materials. Like you buy like, of course, you know, the higher stuff like diamond and redstone stuff like that would probably cost more than like dirt, which is probably 1 GP. However, during that time I played on that server, there was a glitch with sand and pistons that you could literally duplicate sand. So Dano, Boris, myself went to like Narnia so that we didn't get caught by the admins. We got pistons, we did the duplication, and everyone on the server was like, why is the server laggy? And we were just laughing because we were like, oh snap, we're lagging the server because it's like super loud laggy pistons moving up and down. So we duplicated as many as we could, and it was like, okay, well, we need to like not do this when admins are online. But yeah, that's how we were to afford some of the stuff for the houses. Cheaters, I know. But I like how the house turned out, so I decided to keep this. Other houses, like the one right here, I didn't actually build this one. It was who was this one? Maybe it was Isaac? No, I don't think it was Isaac. I don't think Isaac builds this type of houses. Because also, wow. Thank you, Will, for gifting more subs to Snev, Amber, Aurora, and Verka. Haha, thank you for all those gifted subs, Will. We'll be going bankrupt. Yeah, I guess I don't. I just for the life of me, I can't remember who built this house because I know for a fact it wasn't me. Wait, is it up here? Bless this. Okay, I don't. Maybe no. There's no hints on who built this house because what happened was I got it from the other server, and then I just combined it with my house. So my house, my original house, which is probably I'm gonna do like some nostalgia building once I play on that other server, you know, the alpha version. Whenever Nightfall was happening, I was like, I'm gonna do because there wasn't many videos back in the day, and everyone was like, you should build inside like a mountain type deal, make some torches, wait out the mobs, or my other strat was to pillar up and just hide, and I waited the 10 minutes. Not the most effective strategy, but spiders wouldn't get me. And also thank you Tetra for gifting that sub to Cat the Drawer. Anyways, so once again, going back to when I hid in my first world, I went inside this mountain thingy, I dug inside, and then I started to like build like my own little house thing. Of course, then I used this as my base. So, oh yeah, this was fixed. This was initially the chunk error stuff. It had like a sky thingy, but I guess I patched it up because it looked very tacky. Yeah, so bed thingy, and then I started digging away from this area, like going up here, and I magically ended up right here. And this was about to be daytime, and I just remember seeing that floating island. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then from there, I started digging downwards all the way to, I don't know, there, I guess. So I may mimic some of the stuff when it comes to me doing the thingy on the other world. But I remember some of the stuff is kind of crazy. Now, this is the other thing. So early versions of Minecraft, there wasn't really cheats. However, there was videos on how to obtain certain items like sponges and mossy cobble and stuff like that. So you had to change like some metadata on your character. So what I did was exactly that. Stuff I couldn't get naturally, like snow blocks, because you couldn't get snow in the world just yet. However, the next week or so, they changed the world biome generation with another update, and I was able to get snow if I went super far out. I'm not going to go to the nether though, because it does crash for some reason in this world, unless it patched it somehow. Oh, maybe it is patched in this one at least. We'll see. And also thank you, Will, for giving that sub to Jesse. Anyways, so the other one right here is sponges, which you cannot get sponges anywhere in the game until recently, like maybe last patch. So from then to now, sponges legitimately in survival was impossible. And of course mossy cobble, because they're rare from dungeons at the time. Of course now you can just craft these, so they're not as valuable. Yeah, so basically there was another... I wonder if the duplication will happen in the alpha. I'm going to try it, but I think it really only worked on servers, and the other duplication for single player was you get your inventory, you put it... Okay, so you get a chest, you close out of the game, okay? Then you open the game again, you open the chest, then you withdraw as many items as you want, and then you do literally Alt F4 and you crash the game. And then when you load back the game, it saves your inventory, and it also saves the stuff inside the chest. So basically you have a double amount. So I believe in one of these chests I probably have diamonds somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Totally legit diamonds. The methods of the alpha beta days to duplicate items. Yeah, we were all cheaters back in the day. Cheater times 2. Yeah, so totally legit items here, am I right? Definitely with the TNT. Oh yeah, and then once I got the power to do TNT, that became this project. So this of course was a water, I guess, lake from the original build, as you guys saw from the Twitter clip. So this was a lake. However, I wanted Edgeville for some reason. I built Edgeville for two reasons. It was because I was playing RuneScape at the time. I still play RuneScape now, so that nothing has changed on that. And the other one is that I was trying to make a transition video from RuneScape to Minecraft videos back in like 2010, 2011. Actually, it was 2011 to 2012. I take that back. And one of the videos I uploaded was called RuneScape as a video game part 2, because I initially made one called RuneScape as video games part 1 that had like Pokemon, Metal Gear, and I think Duke Nukem or some crap like that. And I wanted a second one, but the second one wasn't going to be a RuneScape video on that. It was going to be a Minecraft video on RuneScape. So I'm in RuneScape. I go through the portal. I believe this is from Soul Wars, and then come over here. This is the Soul Wars portal. And then I'm like, oh my god, RuneScape looks so different. Wow, so blocky. What is this? So basically, this is a very poorly recreation of Edgeville. So this right here is the bank. Chest, I believe, had nothing. It was just so that I could do that machinima type deal. Actually, it wasn't really a machinima. It's like what people refer to now as role playing. So all this is of course cut off to the Edgeville dungeon because I never made it. The U's. The U's look so weird, and I think I went in here and made Evil Dave's basement from RuneScape. Yeah, even though it doesn't look that great. So all this stuff was, of course, made using the power that I got from duplication stuff. So always had like a diamond pickaxe, always had stuff to work with, and then so all this I built hand by hand because I had to mimic as much as possible with the RuneScape layout as best as I could. Still looks pretty bad, but I had to do as best as I could for that video. And of course I just kept it afterwards. That's the beacon, and this right here is where. Yeah, so if you ever played RuneScape, then this looks sort of familiar. Looks very bad, but you guys could get the gist of how it's supposed to look like. But yeah. Grand Exchange used to be there. I took it down because it looked very tacky. It was just a wall. That was all I had. And then, let me think here. Anything else important here? Oh yeah, that's right. Going back to the TNT thing. So with the TNT in hand, I decided I wanted to dig all the way to the bottom. And so I used TNT to basically do exactly that. So dig all the way. And then, yeah, too much fun with TNT. And I decided to dig all the way upwards. So I had like this whole entire underground area that's like just TNT. And actually, I looked up how Alpha World Generation looks, and apparently under ocean biomes, or just water in general, there's actually no caves. Well, maybe I got unlucky. Maybe there are caves, but the world I had no caves. So like all this right here is just stone. Nothing but stone. Let me think here. Yeah, so I got to the very bottom, and in fact, at the very bottom of the Alpha World Generation, here, I could just do this. There has to be at least one. Yeah, there it is. So sometimes you'll get formations that have, I guess, holes that you could literally fall through the void. So you can see how the World Generation looked back in the day. It was not how it is now, that on the very bottom floor, the zero tile is all bedrock. It was a chance of stone as well. So you may get like stone here, and then right above it another stone, all the way to like you could actually fit your way through to the void. I remember that on Zaidu server as well. It was like, if you just want to fall to the void, we have a path all the way to the bottom. Go have fun. But yeah, there's one of them right there. I'm pretty sure if you dug this out more, you could probably find some more. But yeah, so that's a fun fact from way back in the day. Okay, so what other things I want to talk about here? That's right. So over there is another hybrid. So I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find the cutoff. Should be like right about here, I think. Yeah, it has to be somewhere right here. So going back to what I talked about, this world is a Frankenstein of many worlds I have played on over the years. And so that's world 1 and 2. As well as my Edgeville project. What the hell is this, though? Maybe I was doing world edit and I messed up. So anyways, this right here. Oh yeah, you can see the line. There's the line. There's the invisible line of where the split happened. I'm not sure you guys can see it on stream, but if you go like right here, activation, all of this right here. Oh, there's the other half of the line. There it is. So this right here is the old world generation for 1.8. When 1.8 came out, it was a huge revolutionary update for Minecraft because it introduces sprinting, the hunger mechanics, Enderman, pumpkins, watermelons. You could cook chicken, and also that right there, the strongholds, not the strong. Well, strongholds. No, not take that back. Strongholds. There was only one, and it was extremely hard to find. That wasn't really good until 1.9. And it was the mine shafts that was the one major thing for 1.8. So when we were testing this out, playing with it with a lot of friends on Gaming Heaven server with Amber, I think Amber, no, it wasn't Amber in the chat. Amber got gifted a sub in the chat, but I know I saw Patty in the chat. I'm not sure, Patty, are you still here? Were you on that server? Eris Rain? I'm going to quickly check if you're still here. Anyways, that world we played on, it was pretty fun. And at the time, I also had something called World Downloader mod that allows you to basically download any blocks you see in a world. Or I meant chunks, I'm to say. Oh, look, the invisible guy's here again. Huh? So I use that to basically take any of the server builds, because a lot of the server builds were extremely cool. So I decided to take some of those and move them over to my single player world, this one right here. So this right here is a fraction of that. It was basically my build and some other builds for like the mountains. So as you see for the mountains even for 1.8 standards look pretty better, or like way better than the current world generation. So I believe someone's house was in here somewhere. Was it this? No, it's not. It's inside the mountain. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so someone's house was inside the mountain, which is pretty nice. Getting some frame rate drops when doing this though. Yeah, so someone's house is right next to mine, and this right here was my house. So my house back in the server was in the swamp, and the swamp of course didn't look like this. I think now it generates, actually I think I got lucky here, or unlucky, I don't know how. No, I take that back. Okay, so I know what happened here. I used the biome command from world generation, or either world edit or the MC edit, to actually change the biome information to swamp. So if I check this thing on the side, yep, it says swamp, ocean, swamp. So basically, I try my best to make it as swampy as it could look. Yeah. So anyways, this was my house. A lot of mushrooms, by the way. Going here, Setosorcerer's house. So I like this house. It was pretty simple. I think this is my incinerator. Yeah, I had to make it into brick so it didn't burn my wooden part of the house. So I did this, and I believe this is where my wolves used to be, because wolves sort of came out like right before, and I never really got a chance to play with the wolves. So wolves there, another portal there to the servers, another thingy. And like I mentioned before, this was when sprinting came out with melons. So I had a farm. Oh, look. This is the duplication thing I was talking about earlier. It's actually on the server, or on my single player world. And also thank you, Ritz, for the raid of 7. Ritz, yay! Everyone say hi to Ritz. Ritz, we're fast. We are going through my first world save, and then we're going to go through my first world playthrough, because I have the seed finally of my first world. So I'm just explaining to everyone how this world came to be, of a Frankenstein of a mess. Anyways, how are you doing, Ritz? Or you, actually, let's do that real fast. People, if you want to go, can I do this correctly? If you want to go check out my friend Ritz, there you go. Go check him out. He was doing Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so going back to what I was saying here. So I made a few farms, like automatic farms. Well, semi-automatic. It was you have to still click a button. So let's see here. Please do not press button, take some from chest, and start your own farm and your own house. I guess I was being a little mean. I don't know. Maybe someone was coming over here taking my stuff. Where's the button for? Oh, there it is. I found it. So if I go to this and I click Bouton, it should hopefully still work. So here we go. Hopefully it doesn't lag. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's so loud. Oh, I think I know why I took off the redstone, because maybe it was like a key. Yeah, I think it was a key so that people didn't use it all the time. Then again, people could just move the button or just place their own button. Yeah, so it still works. How about that? After all these years, the redstone's still pretty accurate. So do all that, and then you can just get the free food, and then just do the stuff over there. So the same thing over here. This wasn't as efficient though, because there was a center one. Yeah, so this was a pretty bad one. I don't like this farm. And then this right here was just a natural cactus farm, because I believe the goal here was once it grew, it just instantly broke because there's a block underneath it, and then the items will flow down. I don't know if this still works in the current version of Minecraft. I could be wrong. Oh no, it still worked. It worked. I heard it just break right now. Unless... oh, maybe it gets destroyed now. But yeah, I know I heard it for a second. Yeah, it looks like whenever it spawns, it just instantly breaks, falls into the cactus, and just dies. Maybe this only worked back in the day. Maybe it bounced in the air. I don't know. Or maybe it does. Maybe it has like a 50-50 chance of actually falling down to the ground. Anyways, what other stuff is here? Okay, so like I said, this is a swamp biome. I believe that was a desert biome. I think this is where the cutoff is. Yeah, so over there, that's where natural world generation is going to start doing. So I believe there's a dungeon or an opening here that could go, yeah, so things like right here. Although, holy moly, you could tell that this world has been active for such a long time that the vines has creeped down into the mine shaft. It really feels so ancient. Yeah, so basically did this and just went down to the mine shaft. This was the first time you're going to see mines. What the heck? I guess that's a glitch spawner, because I don't think pigs spawn naturally. Anyways, so yeah, dig down, and then there was this huge, I mean, very massive mine shaft. This is probably doesn't happen as often in normal Minecraft anymore, because I think they toned down how much they could chain. But as you guys can see, imagine playing 1.8 for the first time. Yeah, 1.8 for the first time, and seeing mine shafts for the first time, and then seeing mine shafts that go on to infinity and beyond. That is how we played this game when 1.8 came out. Look at that. It went all over the place. So you could get lost easily. Also, you could really see this is the old mine shafts, because you can see how, like, if you go right here, this isn't planks, or not planks, fences. These are actual just planks. Because they changed how it, because I guess it was a little bit too generous for the materials. Also look very bulky. Yeah, remember when this episode came out, the mine shafts were massive. Yeah, mine shafts will go on forever and ever. I don't know if this is the one that also had a slime farm in the very bottom. Oh, there it is. Yep, there's my slime farm. So on the server, I made a slime farm. Because I wanted sticky pistons for that my build right here. For, is it this one? It was, oh, it was for that. That's right. I wanted sticky pistons to bug abuse. That's right. I remember. The bug abuse doesn't work anymore now, because the clock doesn't work. The clock basically made it so that it went up and down the exact same tick, and it placed and duplicated a block. Yeah, as you see, I abused the hell out of it. So much sand. But yeah, so that's how I got my slime. I was wondering if this is correct, but apparently it was just a very rare chance of getting the slimes. Actually, this right here was super foggy. You can't see it because in creative, also I think I had the night vision. But back in 1.8, if you went actually to the bedrock, it was the void fog. I actually I think that's still a thing in the game. Can someone confirm or deny if void fog is still a thing once you hit the very bottom of the world? Because I remember also doing Bomber Arena, and I made a map called Void Fog. That it's like you're fighting in the void. Is that yeah for if there's still Void Fog? In fact, let me see here. Game mode, creative. They got rid of it? Yeah, I think they got rid of it. Here, game mode. Yeah, they got rid of Void Fog. Void Fog was extremely hard to see. Like, once you got here, you could barely see anything in front of you. Yeah, if I go to Moody, it's still not going to change it because you could tell there was a huge difference with the Void Fog. Okay, so enough of this area. I think that's pretty much all I want to show here. So yeah, massive mine shafts as far as the eye could see, and you can see why we played on this for such a long time. And then when the server got disbanded, when Amber closed down the server, I moved as many things as possible over there to my single player world. So that's one of the other hybrids on this. I don't think there's anything over there. Oh, I know. So this right here is just random alpha world generation, because what I wanted to do was make this as natural as possible for my first world. And I just spawned some random alpha world generation, plopped them in here, and that was pretty much it. And I only remember keeping this one thing from one of the seeds I found, and that was it. I was like, this is kind of trippy to see. If you're walking in alpha, all of a sudden you see like this big pillar in this tree at the very top. Yeah, that actually happened. So I believe it ends all the way over here. Yeah, I can see that's new world generation. And then, yeah. Okay, nothing fancy over here. So this right here is pretty much dead. So let me go back to the main area. Oh yeah, so once again, this whole thing was sliced open. I tried my best to fix it. And I believe, okay, so I could be wrong, but don't quote me on this, but this right here could be part of my natural world, the one that we are playing just a bit. And I went all the way over here, and I try to make a mob farm. This is when there wasn't many videos on how to do one, and I tried to experiment, like, oh, maybe if you place cactuses, and the mobs will come over here and then dive to the cactus. Not very good. It barely got any kills. In fact, I don't think I got a single kill because the probably zombies didn't get enough aggro. It was a very bad design. So I do not recommend doing this. Very bad. Anything else here? No, I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it. No, that's it. Okay. So to the other side. So going back to this area, so if I continue over here, this is where I end off. Like my world generation for my original and first 1 and 2 worlds ends off like right about here. Here it ends off right here. So I'm probably sure you could. Yeah, you even see the line. You see the line underground. That's where the world ends. So over here, world 1 and 3, or 1 and 2, whichever one you prefer. And this right here is another slice. Now, because I wanted to make this world very nice and massive and stuff, whatever, I decided to go through a lot of alpha worlds and just cycle through. Just cycle through, and I just want to find anything that looked cool. So, I found this. This is another world generation for alpha. And I spawned right here in the sand, like I mentioned before, you spawn on sand. And then when I looked up, I'm like, wow, this looks pretty nice. Like, wow, I want to see what's this. So I climbed this mountain. I was like, okay. I went around and I found like the best valley looking area I've ever seen. So you have, of course, lava, water. Then you have basically a surrounding area of this whole mountain that pretty much protects you from everything else. Looks very nice. And then you have like 1 or 2 ways out. So you have like right there or like that side. So pretty much like a valley. But the thing I liked the most was this mountain formation. I told everyone before that this looks like a snake. So you can either look at right here, this flower that spawned naturally, or you can look for this eye from the tree. But regardless, you see the fang of the snake. This right here's the fang. And then you see its coil, like it goes around, it loops around, so its tail's like right here. So now that I said that, try to unsee it. Oh, Metal Gear. Ugh. So when I saw that, I'm like, I like this. I want to keep this world. And then I just combined it with my other world. Now, I probably won't gonna have. I'm not gonna have a nostalgia feel like how I did with my first world with this one. I could probably, decipher and try to find the seed. And I could probably actually do have the seed somewhere. But I didn't really play on it. I just like the aesthetics. I build. Okay, so this actually technically wasn't built here. This was actually built on another server. It was another server I played on with. I think it was Ross, Mythsan, Casey, and their friend like Ukapuki, and I want to say maybe Erisrin was there, maybe even Amber. It was a small server. It wasn't there for too long, because I believe I had a beef with Joey, Bad Band Pig, whatever, because I had fly powers. I had Zombies Fly mod, and as well as Zombies X-Ray mod. And I could actually see dungeons. So what I would do is I'll walk around and I'm like, okay, there's a dungeon down there, and I start digging all the way down, like, hey, I found a dungeon, yay! I get the mossy cobble, and then in the house, the little place that everyone's house was built, I actually built a house in the sky made of mossy cobble. And everyone's like, how the fuck did Seto get mossy cobble in only like a few hours of playtime on the server? And I'm like, I just found dungeons. Like, suspicious. Wink, wink. So anyways, the build I did for this thing was sort of away from their base. And I just remember copying pasta into this world. I'm like, I might as well just keep it. It's not the greatest. Like, I think the only reason why I liked it, because I had another one of these like crazy levers. Where is it? There it is. There's a lever outside the house. So go over here, press lever, and then bam. Yes, that's a sorcerer's house. I believe we also had like a chest for mail. You write down mail and stuff like that. This has been before 1.7 then, because the food wasn't stackable and it's in the chest. That's probably the reason why. Setosorcerer, cheater sorcerer. Hey, shh. Also, for some reason, I always thought this was like a beak, a duck beak or something. It looked like an evil duck. Quack. Oh yeah, see the house is a duck. Yeah, see, Starchild looks like a duck. Some old chest here, or old doors that are broken. But yeah, that was the house on that server. I also built away from it. I used like another portal, and I hid the nether portal so that people couldn't find where my other house was. And just to have something here, I moved that house right here. It could have, this whole area could have done without it. I believe that's the cutoff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So there's only one other thing I could think of, at least in this world. Yeah, some world generation over there. Yeah, so starting right here, and I went this direction. So this right here was another cliff. I try to make this looking as natural as possible. You can tell there's a line because of how the chunks are. Yeah, see there's the line right there. And from here, actually let me do the night vision. So, yeah, so you see there's a line of the world being cut off and apparently spooky noises. So this right here, I decided, okay, so all this was cheated. All the stuff with the diamond blocks I showed you guys with the chest, I decided, okay, I had my fun, but I don't want to spawn a new world because I want to keep everything on one world. So I decided just to go ventured off into a new area that was being world generated, and this is, I believe, release 1.2. And the reason why I say this is because this is the one time I remember playing Minecraft for about a week without uploading anything because I was out of town during that time. And this is right when I got started with YouTube doing Minecraft videos. So this right here has to be 1.2 generation. Besides the whole... Yeah! Oh my god, because friggin' Enderman stole everything. Look at that. Yeah, see the random patches of dirt. Enderman used to take blocks of grass back in the day. Yeah, you'll see random patches, and it was like, hey, an Enderman was here. So I never got a chance to finish this house because I wanted to make this as legit as possible. But also, whenever you're doing something legit, you're like, I want to make this big house and make it all nice and stuff, and then you make the framework, and then you never come back and finish it. So here was the framework. I never came back to finish it, but yeah, so all the stuff was legit. As you see, potions and enchantments were out by then. Yeah, like I said, I think this was release 1.2. When enchantments required level 30 to do. No, either level 30 or level 50. It was kind of ridiculous. And of course the portal to the nether if I ever wanted it connected. But yeah, I don't think I played on this area too much because I only played it for that week I was out of town and then never came back to finish the house. So if I go down, you'll probably see like well, actually I have night vision so I can't really see that much. But you can see the torches. I think this is the dungeon. Yeah, that's the dungeon. And that was a ravine. Ravines just came out. And here are how mine shafts look now. So yeah, remember I was talking about the planks? So yeah, now this resembles more natural mine shafts that are fences instead of planks. Quack quack. You redeemed 100 points just to say quack quack. And I believe this is where it ends off because I think the world generation changed. Yeah, I think this is new. Oh no, it got split right there. What the heck? This looks so trippy. What the heck? It's like some missing chunks. But yeah, anything over there is pretty much new. Like, you know, current world generation. That's why you see the ocean biome stuff forming. But yeah, that was a trip down memory lane of my first world being a hybrid of a lot of stuff and all that stuff. So, let's see here. We have been live for, exactly an hour. How about that? So it took an hour to explain this world and its origin. So, in the chat, I just want to hear what you guys think. What was your favorite part of this hybrid of a world? What do you think? What do you think about it? Also, this was my first Minecraft skin. Besides, okay, so game mode creative. So as you guys know how my Minecraft skin is now, this is my current skin. But this was never my this wasn't my actually wait, am I wearing the old one? I think I'm wearing the old skin. Oh right, I can't change it anymore. I guess I'm stuck with it. Anyways, so this is my first skin, the one on the right side. This was also thank you for the follow. This right here was Armadillo. My Armadillo outfit from RuneScape. Had the Armadillo top bottom, had the summoning cape, had the party hat. Party hat was lended by a friend though. It wasn't actually mine at the time. It was Daniel's and Boris's as well. It was kind of both of theirs. Infinite boots, and then I had the agility gloves, but you could just get away with infinity gloves. Same thing. The thing that kind of made me want to change my skin back then was this, because we always made fun of it, called the butt cape. Basically, the RuneScape 99 capes you put on the back of our skins, and whenever you crouch, it kind of attached it when you're running. It just looked very weird because there wasn't any capes at the time. Yeah, there are capes now with Minecon capes as well as Optifine capes. In fact, I think no, this is not Optifine. And never got a chance to had a true cape. Anyways, so capes weren't there at the time, and I wanted another skin. So I went through 2 phases of skins. I went if you go through my old videos, like really old videos, like 2012, maybe 2011. No, 2011 was this skin. You could tell that it was this one because you could check like the Red Merc Mystery, the Lost Base, and you can see it's this skin. When I started doing Minecraft videos, I wanted a new identity for my skin, and I did Skyblock Survival with Isaac, and my skin at the time was Torva. It was a Torva skin I made, because this right here is based on Pernix, and the other one is Virtus. Now, Virtus didn't look great at the time to replicate because it had an ugly, very ugly mask, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. Torva, on the other hand, had at least a cool, like, medieval-looking mask, and I wanted that. Unfortunately, it was also a mask, so like if I wanted to like have like some facial expression like this, whatever, you can't really tell. It's just like, oh, whatever. I still have it somewhere, probably in my folders, but it didn't. I didn't like it as much as I wanted it. So when I made the Pernix one, this one right here, this is the one that became the skin, because what I could do is put my skin in the hood, or the hood thingy, as well as the previous one. That's why I have the party hat inside my hood. So if I take it off, hat. Yeah, so that is the original from the other skin. I like how Minecraft kids have one expression, but you can feel multiple. Yeah, at least with this, because like the armor one, you can't really do much with, but this right here, you can. You're like, Everyone knows this. But yeah, so actually, let me check real fast. Cape on. Okay, yeah, Cape on doesn't do anything because I don't have Optifine. But yeah, so this is my final skin. Now the variants, like the creeper stuff on the side as well as that, wasn't developed until I made my statue skin with Trevor, because then I was like, hey, this actually works out pretty good. Like, who would have thought? And then I made the final skin. But yeah, that is that's all I wanted to say for this, I think. Yeah, it's just nothing in here. I did have to use World Edit, MC Edit, whatever, to make this right here so that the sand doesn't fall down. It does look very weird though. So, let me see here what people say in the chat. Let's see, the floating sand. I'm looking for what people say that was their favorite part of the world. The Snake Mountain was pretty cool. So yeah, Snake Mountain is pretty good. Explaining how you used to play the world was pretty cool to watch. Yeah, and people found out that was a big cheater back in the day. I was a big cheater on servers as well, because back in the day, in the alpha, maybe even beta days, you could get like a chest, and I remember the tick. So to duplicate with the chest, you put the item inside and you go 1 2 1 2, and then that click, like one. So you click it 1 2 1 2, and then it would duplicate it into the chest, because it would store one data into the chest, and while you have one in your inventory, then you place it back in the thing, so you have like 2 of them, and then you go 1 2 1 2, and then you have 4, and then you just constantly rinse and repeat. So what I would do is just go inside a server, take someone's diamond, duplicate as many as I could, then just put back their 1 diamond so they don't suspect anything, and then I'll go find a way and make my house made of diamond somewhere. Your favorite part was the quack house, the duck house? Yeah, quack. So yeah, this is my hybrid of a world. Now, that being said, I'm going to have my own adventure now with my old seed. Oh yeah, I didn't show you this thing. I guess I'm not completely done here. So I did make one other thing, and that is a song. You guys ready for this? Here we go. Wait, I'm going to make sure it loops correctly. Yeah, it loops. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's not right. Just the end part has ruined it. Fucking hell. Yeah, to manually do some testing. Okay, that one probably is it. Whatever. 10 out of 10, yeah. Song of Storms. That's basically what it was. Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't think I see anything else here of importance. I used to... Oh, right. So, just something quick for this. The reason why this one's so high up in this music mod, because I had to manually record the soundtracks when they came out, because there wasn't actually... Well, I didn't know that they had it inside the files for Minecraft. Actually, no, maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't at the time. No, they didn't. They did not. That's right. They didn't, because I remember having to look through the file and it says, you know, cat disk, and it's inside the zip file, like the actual Java dot whatever the hell it was called, Minecraft Java. So I'll put the songs in here and I'll just record it, and then I will use that as a background music for my Minecraft videos back in, like, you know, 2011, 2012. And so that's the reason why this is up here, so I don't hear, like, you know, random creepers or cave noises or whatever. That's the reason why that's there. This never worked. This right here never worked. This was not a very good mob farm. So yeah, supposedly I was trying to replicate something similar with one I did on Funny Junk server. I never got a chance to save any of the stuff, but we made a mob farm over there. So I was trying to replicate it, and I didn't get it to work exactly the way I wanted to. So I just did this, and then, yeah. Count to 22, then stop pistons. It never got to that point. Oh, this is what I was going to do to combine that area. But yeah. Alright, that was actually one other thing. So if I go right here, this is the old steps. Who remembers this? That you can actually climb stairs with one ladder every other one. Who remembers this? The old ladders. Uh-huh. So this is my second house room. Had this. Totally legit. Cough, cough. Portal chest. Oof. Like, I'm not going to open that because that could be a bug chest, because I did have the portal gun mod on my world for a long time. Like, I'll put the portals up there and play around with it, because Portal, of course, as you guys know, Portal 2 came out 2011, and that's when, like, a bunch of mods were coming out as well. So, like, I kept on playing with it. I just love the Portal mod. back when you used lapis and redstone as your core. Because now they changed the crafting materials. So you got this as okay. So this right here is another OG thing that a lot of people are going to remember if you played way back in the day. Excluding this on the ground because I had to do this just to change it up. But I think I kept the original somewhere. When you go down, and you got creative. Okay, so mine carts. Mine carts. So I'm going to try replicating this in my alpha world once I do it. But basically what you're supposed to do is get on and then go down. And the moment you get down, it should gravitate that and propel you. And that was the basis of the boosters. This was the way you did boosters back in the day. It was very efficient because there was no like conserving momentum and stuff like that. But Mojang, you know, Notch didn't really like that, but to compensate for that, they decided they're just going to make boosters. So when this was added into the game, they removed that feature with the minecarts. So it no longer grabbed another minecart as you're doing it. It infinitely gave you speed. I think that goes to a dungeon. This is another dungeon. Yeah, so this was supposed to connect my two houses I had. My first house and my second house. Of course, totally legit. Cough, cough. And this was remnants of the old mob farm. Yeah, so this was patched up, so nothing happened here. Or maybe it's still there. Anyway, so yeah, this is the house. My first house. Yeah, so we're back to where we started. Let me just double check real fast. Yeah, that got patched up. I removed that spawner thingy. But yeah. Memory lane, guys. Okay. So, let's see here. An hour and 15 minutes. We saw around 20 people watching. So, what's going to happen here? Let's take a small little break. I'll set up the other world, the alpha world. In the meantime, I want people to comment down below in the chat on goals from stuff from this world. Basically, like for example, this is probably gonna be one thing I'll do. So in the alpha world, I'll make a Seto statue. That'll be one of the major goals. Another major goal will probably be like make the Song of Storms. So we'll have the Song of Storms. Actually, I take that back. I can't do that just yet because that's a beta feature. Because Redstone No Blocks came out like 1.2 beta or 1.3 beta with the color wools. So I can't do that just yet. So that would be postponed. Duck House. I mean, I'll probably make something that resembles like a Frankenstein duck. Match a Pokemon. Huh. I don't think there's anything else here, but we'll see. We'll see. Of course, we'll just play around with it, have fun with the first world. What I'll probably do though is probably have like a pseudo house inside this mountain as a memorial to my first one, as well as I will probably dig around this area downwards to hopefully one of my first cave systems I explored. We'll see. We'll see. Or we could just screw the rules and just do whatever. So, oh yeah, here's another thing real fast. So this actually led to my house. I dug underneath because at the time there was no spawns. There was no beds. So you had to basically fortify that one area. This right here was my original spawn. And then, you know, at night you're attacked by mobs. Try to go do a little house to go inside, and then I just tunnel my way inside to the other house. That's what I did. and we shall go to alpha now. So I will quickly do an intermission. We'll probably take like 5 or so minutes. Everyone gets some water, stuff like that, and then we are going to do some alpha gameplay right now. So get ready, get set, and let's go.